Hello, and welcome back to the weekend spread. We are here for week 4 now? It's crazy. We're going to make our picks. And with me today, we got Ty, we got Jamison. We also got Boatin Blake coming on with his dice pick. As usual, you'll see those spliced in with the bubble transitions. So before we get started, I gotta say, I'm sorry if anyone listened to me. Normally, I'm a pretty solid voice of reason, especially with these two goons who traditionally are bad at picking. However, I've been the one stalwart other than Blake who has forsaken, logic and reason and has gone to dice. However, this season, there's no logic, no reason, and here I am, bottom of the pack, behind the dice, behind
and
time.
let me say, as the current best picker, the key to succeeding in a season with no logic and reason is to have no logic and reason in your picks. Which is
Ty, don't say that. I picked with my heart
last season, but this season we're blowing it out of the water because you got to pick with, the flow. You got to go with the flow. You got to have a strategy adapted for the season.
Ty, I picked with my heart, and I picked Kansas last week, and I knew it. I knew they weren't going to win.
You were
but I
wrong.
said,
Kansas.
you said no logic. You said no logic. I threw logic into the trash.
No, there's
levels to this.
There's
some things that are too far. Yeah, exactly. So just recapping.
That's too far. Okay, we have standards.
That's too far. With Kansas, too far. So let's break it down. So Ty is leading after a 6-2 record. He is 12-10. Second up is Jamison after a 3-5. Read into that how you will.
I'm just 11 up to 12-10 is like a good. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, we're doing great."
That's making money. That's making money. That's a good number, especially in this insanity. Jamison is 3-5 last week. He is 11-11. The dice pick with 5-3 to land Boatin Blake at a 9-12 record. So randomized dice are beating me. I was with 2-6 last week. Garbage. Bailed out by my self-imposed rule I made years ago that pushes count as wins, or else I'd be one win. It would be a disaster. I went 2-6 and sitting at 18-14, but I will be back. Hey, this is the time. I'm turning it around right now. I feel like I get the logic of this year. It makes zero sense. So let's just get down to it.
You think you're making your Tebow speech here, but you're just turning yourself into a meme. It's going to get way worse.
Yeah, you're like, you think you were born in the Madden or the bad
No,
picks.
you think you're like, you're never going to see a season this great. Like, it's not. It's going to get worse.
This is like 2007 that college football season on like ketamine. I don't know. Let's get on.
Just put up 600 plus yards on the defending national champions with an absolute scrub of a quarterback. This season is madness.
That's what I'm saying. I'd love it. So let's get right to it. I dare y'all to get weird with it. I dare y'all. Oklahoma State, Kansas. Pokes favored by 21 on the road at Memorial Stadium. I dare you. Jamison?
Well, how about you go first, Mr. Dare? Let's hear you go first.
Oklahoma State's going to cover this, 21.
Okay, yeah, because he dares us. He wants us to go crazy because he wants to gain some ground back. I've learned you can't pick with your heart.
Wait,
my heart?
Bobby goes to more OSU games more religiously than OU games.
Oh, shoot.
Where's the stats there? That makes no sense.
I'm just going to say it.
I was talking about me picking with my heart with Kansas. He was trying to coax me back into picking them, knowing that is an L written all over it. Who knows? If they win, I'm going to be
anyone to pick Kansas, Bobby. You should have led with a different game, and you would have got us.
Look, to be honest, this was the first overlay that got uploaded, so.
So yeah,
there's no strategy to it.
So Bobby was trying to get me. He was trying to pull on my heartstrings with Kansas. Now, would watching the Kansas game versus OSU be a lot more fun if Kansas kept it close? Absolutely. But here's the deal: I've got to learn that that's just not smart. And if Kansas does well, it is fun. And I'll just take the L on this pick. OSU minus 21.
So let me give my actual analysis on this. Oklahoma State is going to cover this because they look a little bit better. I love that quarterback of theirs, the whatever freshman from California.
Shane Ellingsworth.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm too incensed right now to remember names. I can't even remember names normally. So we're going to go with Ellingsworth and the Cowboys to cover against a bad Kansas team. So give me the Pokes here. Ty, who do you got?
Oh, yeah, Oklahoma State. Absolutely. If Oklahoma State was favored by an impossible margin, I would still we're not picking Kansas again this season. So it's settled.
The ship is settled.
This is the battle of the two most overrated running backs in college football right now. Yeah. I will say that. It's
Chuba and Puka.
Well, but I understand Puka gets talked about just because he's the only person worth kind of talking about on Kansas. So I guess I wouldn't call him overrated. But Chuba is absolutely the most overrated running back in college. I've never heard someone that gets 2 yards per carry talked about like he is.
Okay, I'll say one thing. Give my analysis on this game because I shouldn't just throw this just as it's a Kansas for somebody. Here's the deal. Yeah, like you said, Chuba. He had 22 carries, 100 yards, 101 yards last week. The dude behind him, the number 0,
LD Brown.
He's looking great. So is it? You can't say is it an offensive line problem for the run game in OSU? LD Brown's playing great. And is it our team stacking the box whenever Chuba's in? I don't see it. I understand OSU has a couple of offensive linemen that they lost at the beginning of the season, but I don't think it's – I think Chuba just doesn't have that fire in him this season, and we didn't know if he was going to come back into the whole COVID thing and the Mike Gundy thing. Does he have that fire in him to go off like he's used to? And I'm not seeing it so far. I don't see the big plays. Tyler Wallace has seemed to coming back into his form. Illingsworth is the guy who can actually give him the ball. Spencer Sanders will not be back this week. Even though Gundy seemed like he wanted to push him back. High ankle sprains are a 4 to 6 week thing. That's why you're seeing, like I said, Christian McCaffrey on IR with that same kind of injury. And he's a running back, and he's the best player in NFL pretty much at the running back position. And he's on a 3-week minimum return. It's been 2 weeks. Spencer Sanders is not going to play.
That
but
high
21.
Sprain, the high ankle sprain is so difficult. And look, I'll say this about Chuba. He did run for 101 yards last week against West Virginia. However, LD Brown ran for 103 with half the carries. I'm just saying, this is a 2 running back system at Oklahoma State. Get used to it. It's not Chuba's show all the way anymore.
Next is OSU versus Kansas. Please, the away team. Please, the away team. I'm not going to rely on tricks and gimmicks. Oh, dang it. It keeps on rolling off the table. Yes! Oh my God, yes! Yes. Yes, minus 21. I'm not relying on tricks and gimmicks this week. I'm just going out and getting wins. No tricks and gimmicks.
Anyways, moving on to a different game. We got Baylor. We got West Virginia. Bears on the road. National TV game. 11 a.m. Favored by 3. How do we feel about this? Ty, you start.
I'm going to go with Baylor on this one. West Virginia's just been – it hasn't been there for me. And 3 points, I like picking the favorites with the lines that are under a touchdown. So I'm going to go with Baylor.
Yeah, Baylor got a weird line last week with Kansas. They very much overachieved. I don't know why we're still sleeping on the Bears. I think Dave Aranda, solid coach. But Charlie Brewer, still solid quarterback. So give me the Bears to cover 3 here. I like West Virginia; they're all right, but I think there's a little bit of overhype here, and I think once again we're sleeping on the Bears.
There's a consistency to Baylor.
Exactly.
They're not super great, but you kind of know what to expect, which is what I'm comfortable with.
So,
yeah. Totally fair. I think minus 3 is a good pick here. Brewer just did his thing, did some business, got off the field, didn't have to do too much. Their run game for Baylor played really well versus Kansas. Easily handled them. No problems at all. West Virginia just did not hop off the page at all against OSU with me. So like OSU is a team that you had a freshman coming in that you could have rattled him and you could have gone after him, and I didn't see it at all. I like Baylor -3. I was not big on West Virginia in the preseason, and I'm not going to continue with it.
I think that's fair. So we all picked the Bears here.
Baylor, West Virginia. I don't really know about this game, but give me Baylor. They're the better team, and if Baylor's going to win once at Morgantown, it's going to be this year. So. Ooh, the dice is hot. The dice is hot. Ooh, we're getting all my picks this week. Baylor -3. Oh my.
Moving on to the next game, Texas Tech at Kansas State. The Wildcats favored by 2.5. Cats obviously came off probably their biggest win of all time, first ever AP top 3 win on the road. Do you think they carry this momentum into this week against Texas Tech, or do you see them falling apart? Jamison, I'll let you start.
Yeah, here's my thing with K-State. I'm not trying to be a homer. I'm not trying to be ignorant and not give them their fair share of how they played versus OU last Saturday. But I just didn't see too much from K-State to be like, wow, that was a really good team. Texas Tech, TJ Vasher and Alan Bowman have a great connection there. They got a great passing attack like they usually do. And I saw more wow plays and more skill and better offense overall from Texas Tech. I understand they gave up a lot of points. I just saw Texas Tech as a better football team overall than K-State. I feel like K-State kind of got gifted the win versus OU because of momentum and because of turnovers. Let's see Texas Tech and Alan Bowman and TJ Vasher now. I'm taking Texas Tech to win this as well, and I'll take it +2.5.
Yeah, this is where I see things getting weird in the Big 12. Look, I think Kansas State's a solid team, and if I had to put yellow tape around this game and tell you to never bet it, don't touch it because it could go either way, I would. If I could boot this game from the slate for my own sake because I have to come back, I would, because this is a mess. But I'm going to go with Texas Tech because this Big 12 year is absolutely a mess. And, I thought they looked solid against Texas. They obviously didn't get the win. But this just seems like typical Big 12 where one team gets a good win and then, you see another team come in and, beat them on the road. I feel like Kansas State has at least one of these every year. They're probably going to do something stupid like wear their white helmets with cats on them, and then they're going to lose. I feel like they did the exact same thing last year against like West Virginia or something after they beat OU. So Kansas State, they're gonna give another dud. I think the Red Raiders a little bit better than we thought. So give me Tech here. But again, don't bet this. This is horrible. Ty, what do you think?
Yeah, so I think we have a problem here, and that's that we all have the same picks this week. So just to rip the Band-Aid off, I'm taking Tech outright. But yeah, anything is possible. Nothing in this game would surprise me. Absolutely nothing would surprise me. But kind of like both you guys talked about, I don't, and I'm not trying to say this to be salty, but Kansas State did not win last week. OU lost. And yes, Tech lost last week, but they could have won on their own merit. They took it to overtime against Texas, who I would argue, because of consistency and returning players, is probably the best team in the Big 12 at right now. And I know that might be, I'm not trying to start an argument there or do the horns up thing again, but that's just what I see. And I think that Tech is wildly inconsistent, a very stereotypical Texas Tech team that puts up a lot of points, does not care about defense, and makes a ton of mistakes, but just tries to constantly score to mitigate that. And I think that's gonna help them, and I think Tech wins outright.
I think that's entirely fair. So at least we're all riding with the same slate. Again, we haven't seen the Blake Dice picks yet, but I hope he's providing some entertainment and some variation of these picks for you here. But look, we're just giving you how it is. We're not gonna, we're not gonna skip Bayless this and say something like Kansas by 1,000,000. That's not the Schooner Pod way. That's not the way we do things, right, guys?
Do we want this? What does the anchor money say we should do?
I don't know. It's not a magic 8-ball.
God, the dice is so hot. The dice is so hot. Give us a home. Give us a home. Give us a home. Oh, crap. Okay, dice. Cool down a little bit. Oh, God, we gotta go with Texas Tech plus 2.5. Oh, such a sucky number. Bobby and these numbers. What are these numbers? 2.5. Please put it a nice 3.
All right, moving on to the next game. Now, this is interesting because we all thought this was going to be the night game. But, of course, Fox loves their big nude Saturday. So OU gets the night, and these poor saps of Texas get their really solid TCU matchup on big nude Saturday at Fox. The Horns are favored by 13. I don't feel great about this. And look, this is my turn to pick first. So I'm just going to go out and say it. I think I got to go with Texas here. And I think the only reason I'm saying this is because last time I saw a very easily takeable TCU line, I ditched it. You know, I thought last year that, well, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if I should turn heel on the Frogs here. I should have thought about this a little bit more, but I've been going back and forth on this.
Ride with it. Ride with it.
No, let him change his decision.
I'm going to go – look, fuck it. Give me –
Oh, no. Here we go.
I went north.
He said, I'm going to go – and he almost said Frogs, and then he double thought it again. Dude, you are doomed no matter what you pick now, Bobby. You are doomed.
I am.
This is not good.
Look, pick whatever I say. Like, pick the opposite of whatever I say here because it's going to go against me. Because I feel like last year I picked Texas in an automatic lock. That didn't work. This just seems too easy for the Frogs. I can't pick them. It seems too easy. So that's why I'm going to pick Texas. I'm going to go reverse psychology here.
Wow.
It's going to burn me, but I'm going to go with the Horns. It's going to be a 14-point win. It's going to be narrow. I'm going to hate it. But I'm telling you, probably bet TCU because I'll probably win outright or something stupid. The Frogs have been great against Texas since they've joined the Big 12. I believe only, since 2012, UT's only won twice. But this line just seems too weird. Give me the Horns. Jamison, what do you think?
I've got to do it again. I can't. I got to keep the Horns up. Here's the deal. Max Duggan, whenever he came into the game versus Iowa State, there was a clear difference of how TCU's offense was functioning. They were playing a whole lot better, and they looked like they were keeping the game competitive, Iowa State. I don't know, dude. Like you said, it is weird. I don't feel too comfortable with this. But I really like the way Texas played, and I feel like it takes a lot for a team to come back and get that onside kick and win at the end of the game. I feel like that is great for momentum. I feel like you got your scare out of the way without losing, and then you can come in to Austin and play your game and get stuff done. I think minus 13, Texas is my pick here.
Tell who you got.
All right, so full disclosure, because it's rat poison, I had to completely zone out. I have no idea what Bobby said. No idea.
To be fair, I don't think the listeners did either.
I don't think anyone does. But I gotta, same as Jameson, I gotta roll with Texas. I just talked about them last pick. I honestly think that they are the front runners in the Big 12 right now because of consistency. And I think that I know that TCU is really weird with Texas. But I gotta go with Texas here.
Yeah, I will give Bobby the option to opt out of his Texas pick right now. He has 5 seconds.
I'm opting out. Go Frogs.
Yes. This is what we need. Big Nude is going to be so entertaining. Bobby is going to be on the edge of the couch. He's going to be in turmoil.
Okay,
See, he knows that he just opted out. Oh, man.
Okay, well, let's make this more interesting then. If Texas wins, what punishment do I have to have for this next game? I have to have something.
No, this is all on you. This is your turmoil. I don't want to get pulled into this. I feel just fine. I picked Texas because I think Texas is going to win. I think they're going to win by 14 plus.
Okay. I'm just trying to help sweeten the pot for you guys. So you just get to see me be up. You just get to talk. You just get to talk shit on me next week. That's fine. That's good enough. So Let's move
You
on
got
to.
bamboozled so hard, Bobby.
No, I didn't.
Oh my goodness. Yes, you did, because you were with us, and then Jamison was just like, "Oh, he knew you'd opt out if he gave you the chance."
Because I kind of wanted TCU, but I also kind of wanted Texas. I'm not sure what to feel about this. So, Frogs,
You want to
please
opt out again?
No, I don't. Frogs, please pull this out for me.
Please pick TCU so I can use my meme I've been saving for them.
Well, look, because what's going to happen here is Blake's going to somehow end up getting Texas, and it's just going to be me, and I'm probably going to be the only one to accumulate a loss for this game. It's the perfect storm. So,
TCU, Texas, get the away team. This is the lock of the century right here. This right here, lock of the century. Oh, mother. Oh, gosh. Why does it always towards the end? It falls apart. It falls apart towards the end. That's a loss. That's a loss. That's a loss.
let's move on to the other team in Texas. Oh, boy, this is going to be a mess. Texas A&M out of Alabama, the 13th ranked Aggies, which is a weird sentence to say, coming off a narrow victory against Vanderbilt. They won by 5. Now, so Brad Nessler wants you to believe this is the matchup of the century. It ain't. It ain't. Look, I'm probably going out of order here. Alabama's winning this one big. I know this has been a weird COVID year. Not with Nick Saban. Not with Nick Saban. Not with Alabama. They're going to crush Texas A&M into a powdery little pile of dust. Give me Tide to roll big. Ty, what do you think?
Yeah, Bama, easily. That's all the analysis you need. Bobby just gave it to you. It's freaking Jimbo Fisher against Nick Saban. Like, I don't know what you're expecting here.
How did it take like 3 seconds to get Nick Saban out of your noggin?
Because I'm working on my pick as well.
Tyler Lee, notable nerd. Jamison, your turn.
I'm picking Texas A&M.
Oh, this is why I win every week. This is why I win every week. It gets in you guys' head, and you start picking TCU.
This is the only week you won.
And Kansas.
This is my thinking. I do like Najee Harris for Alabama.
There's no thinking involved in picking A&M over Bama.
Well, here's the deal. Texas A&M, they show up to a big game and play it close near the beginning of the season almost every year. Think Clemson. They play close games whenever they shouldn't be in the business when we make fun of them. And we like to make fun of them because then they choke it in some way possible. 16.5, I know we dog on Texas A&M, but it's hard to go against a returning quarterback that has played in Kellen Mond, even though he's been very easy to make fun of, going against Mac Jones of Alabama, a guy that we're still yet to see, like, do I believe in him? Alabama only won by 19 versus Missouri. I understand there's a lot of slot points there, but still, 16.5, Texas A&M, I don't feel good about it. I'm not backing it up saying that people should pick this. I just don't feel confident as much in Mac Jones in Alabama, even though I do feel very good in Najee Harris at the running back position. I need to see a lot more from the Alabama defense. I know they lost a lot of guys to the draft last year. They always restock. I know Patrick Surtain's a hell of a cornerback. To be completely honest, I hope he's playing this year because I have no idea if he opted out or not. But what I'm saying is there's still a lot of questions for me with Alabama, and it's just hard for me to get behind them. So I'm going to go Texas A&M 16.5.
Okay. Hey, bold move. I respect it, though.
Without further ado, let's begin. Ooh, let me blow on it. Too hot in my hands last week. Oh, the dice is hot lately. The dice is hot. The dice is hot. Away? Who's away? Oh, no! Oh, dang it. Oh, I got A&M. What the heck? No, that was, I do not like that pick. Do not like that pick, especially at Bobby. I don't know what casino he is using, what lines these are.
So, next pick. Oldest rivalry in the South. Auburn at Georgia. This is as pivotal of a game as it gets, I feel like, in the SEC and playoff hopes. In the longer picture for OU, obviously we have a lot of issues to worry about, but the results of this could end up really shifting the tide if, let's say, Auburn wins. But we'll find it out. We'll find out. So, Ty, I want you to get this, started. Who do you got here? Auburn,
Yeah.
Georgia.
So again with the, did you say probably Georgia?
I said, who do you want to get started, like Auburn or Georgia?
Oh, I thought you said probably Georgia.
No, I know you're not a big Georgia guy.
I was like, look here. Okay, so, like I was gonna say, the favorite team at home, less than a touchdown line. I picked Auburn last time we picked them, but not super impressed. It's not Vest season yet, so Gus Malzahn not in full form. I'm going to go with Georgia here to get the cover. I don't think it's going to be impressive. I think it's going to be an SEC game, but I think Georgia gets it.
This is about as tough as it gets for me because I wasn't really impressed with Georgia. I know what they can be, but I mean they really struggled against Arkansas. Turned it on at the end, but I don't know if that's good enough for a team that we saw dominate a really solid football team in Kentucky. But you know what? Give me the dogs here. I think UGA pulls this off. I know home field doesn't matter as much, but I don't think that Auburn is that fantastic. So give me UGA to cover the 6.5. Jamison, who do you got here?
Yeah, this is a tough one. Definitely 6.5 is always a scary line. Georgia has JT Daniels cleared to play for them at quarterback, the USC transfer. That should be an upgrade at the quarterback position, something that did kind of look sloppy in the Arkansas game. But here's the deal. I was really – even though Auburn did kind of have their moments where they didn't look too crazy good versus Kentucky, I felt pretty good about that Kentucky pick, and I lost it. So Auburn came out and won by, 16-ish. I'm going to take Bo Nix and Pickens with Auburn plus 6.5 here. I just wasn't that impressed with JT Daniels when he played at USC. He's just now cleared. He's transferring into a new system. This is his first game versus the number 7 team, Auburn. And are you trusting a USC young guy quarterback to come in and just show out? Remember that he also came out and reclassified, so he only was in high school for 3 years. So he's very young, very young. I'm not buying JT Daniels. He's got the skill. He's a 5-star guy coming out of high school, but I just can't buy into him. I'm going to go with a more solid, known person in Bo Nix, and then Pickens, the wide receiver.
Look, honestly, I think either way of this game, honestly, this is a very solid toss-up. So I respect both of y'all's picks, and obviously mine as I made it. But let's move on to the game of the week.
To clarify that I respect my own pick.
Okay, we need Auburn here. I don't want Georgia. I don't want to rely on this crappy Georgia team. Oh gosh. Ah, you're kidding. Oh, yay. That's good. Yeah. Oh, my gosh, yes, Auburn. I don't know if I should be happy that I'm getting the picks I want, because last week, horrible picks, I thought, and we're ramming.
Let's look at the game that everyone's going to be tuning into at 6:00 and 30 minutes. OU, Iowa State, Ames. It'll be spooky. There will be fans in the stands for this one, despite the fact that the Cyclones did not have anyone in stadium for their Louisiana loss. The chili will be a boiling, or whatever you do with chili. You just cook it. The status of the Tip Top Lounge, unknown. I'm sure it'll be going. OU's favored by 6.5. Normally, this is a pretty spooky occasion. How are we feeling about the Sooners? Do they recover? Does Brock Purdy and the Cyclones get a big win, or do they? Let's see.
I need to make a programming. Yeah, I need to make a programming note first. Horrible mistake. George Pickens plays for Georgia, not Auburn. So everyone that was listening to me thinking this guy is stupid. Yes. Once again, I have made another mistake, as is with Auburn, where I think there's something going on there, and I completely have it all turned around. Is that a sign? Should I change my pick? Bobby?
It's
Absolutely not. Never change your pick, Bobby. Never change your pick. George Pickens plays for Georgia. I really like him. I, for some reason, thought he was on Auburn. Just middle-tier SEC teams that have a good wide receiver and don't really do anything. Sorry, they mixed up in my head. Sue me. But, yeah, give me Auburn still. And I'll start off the Oklahoma-Iowa State. Sorry to break that off. OU minus 6.5. Like I said, OU shot themselves in the foot. I think that they can still win this game by 20+. I still feel very good about this. I like OU minus 6.5. I figure everyone's going to want minus 6.5 from OU because they realize that turnovers are easy to fix, and even you can luck out of them and not have them in a game even whenever you play bad. That's just how it goes. Sometimes they go away, sometimes they don't. So even if we don't fix it, we might get lucky and be just fine. We've got way better skill than Iowa State.
Ty, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. It's, looking at this as objectively as possible from obviously a very biased point of view, OU 6.5, I absolutely hammer that. I think that is, I'm not going to say the cursed word, let alone the cursed phrase, but yeah, I absolutely take that, hammer that. It's OU's not going to lose back-to-back against bottom tier Big 12 teams. So,
yeah, I feel that, and I really think OU looks good. We'll look good in this. I don't share the same optimism Jamison does about a 20-point win. And I know you're not saying it's.
I said we can. I said we can.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, that's a soft take. We can't. Obviously, we can do whatever, anything.
Yeah, that's a solid take.
I mean, OU could also win by 40. We know what this team can do offensively. What I get that. What I'm saying is I feel like this is going to be a sloppier game than we expect. I think this is going to be a theme throughout the season. I think these games are going to be tough. And this is honestly one of the toughest stretches I think we've ever seen. I mean, maybe not ever seen in OU football, but it's going to be brutal because less time to get things really figured out. No non-conference, no cupcakes, already reeling from a loss. This is going to be a tough season, and having Ames, next on the docket is about as brutal as a game as it gets. That being said, I think OU will cover. I think it'll be narrow. I think it'll be 7, but I don't like it. I don't like OU minus 6.5. I think it'll happen, but I do not feel comfortable in this one single bit. I think it'll be a slugfest down to the end. But give me the Sooners to definitely recover. If we're going money lines, if we're going the simple college game day style, give me OU to win for sure. But it's going to be a mess. So
hey, Bobby, 11 o'clock in Ames not happening was a blessing. Tell me
what way? In what way?
Well, don't you say that? You say Iowa State at 11 a.m. They get fired up early with the Busch Light?
Okay, well, hold on. That's actually a good point because they're still going. They don't have the chilly, sleepy, hangover midway through the day. Because if you eat a bowl of chili at 6 a.m. in the morning, there's no way you're making it to 6, with your senses at full blast. So
I don't think the players eat chili and Busch Light before the game.
Well, you never know with Iowa, but I'm talking about the fans, and which will be not many, but I don't know why that is a metric. I don't know.
So the early Busch Light trumps the spookiness of Iowa State in a night game.
Fair. I don't know. I just very much remember 2011 Oklahoma State. It's different. I need to stop equating these years to other years.
I'm curious. What do you think the maximum margin of victory, best case scenario, OU could achieve here is, Bobby?
For me, maximum, I'll go about. I see OU winning by about 17, 18.
That's
So do you want to
their
change
ceiling.
Maybe not ceiling. I think that is like
worst case scenario, like realistically.
Worst case scenario, I think Iowa State wins by 10.
Does that make you change your pick?
I think no, it doesn't. OU's going to win this game. Okay,
Bobby, is he ever going to pick against OU? Come on.
Come
on. I got him to work with Texas. I feel like
I picked against OU before. I feel like I made my most progress
versus
picking against OU last year. No,
it's a new challenge for Schooner Pod hosts. Whoever can get Bobby to to change his lock of the week that he picks, we got to figure out some prize. But if you can talk Bobby out of his lock of the week at some point, that we need to set that up.
Okay, so last year I picked against OU against TCU, and I picked against OU against, I believe, Iowa State. I don't know. Either way,
probably last year.
OU ISU, give me away. Oh, mother. Oh, no. There's no way. Oh, dang it. Okay, yeah, the dice isn't hot anymore. It was hot for a second. I had those nice, good, steamy rolls, but now plus 6.5. Crap. Okay.
Let's move on to our wild card. Always a fun time. So, honestly, I feel like y'all are pretty spicy against me. I feel like everyone's coming after me after swapping my pick. After all this, all this stuff, I feel like I need to step up and take my pick. And I actually feel like I might accidentally be stealing someone's pick here. Give me Mississippi State. I know that's an easy one. I know I might be falling for it. It's Arkansas. 18 points. The Bulldogs are favored by 18 against Arkansas. I know Arkansas, I think this line is kind of affected by their solid performance against Georgia. But, give me Leach. I like this. I like Mississippi State to win by maybe about 21, which I know not comfortable, but, give me the Bulldogs. Look, I'm probably going to lose anyways because the season's garbage, but at least I could probably steal a lock from Ty or Jamison. So, Ty, your turn.
So I'll go next. That wasn't even on the radar. For no offense to Bobby, because initially it was, but just the double digits, I didn't like. Just based on this Mississippi State team that Leach has really inherited. I'm just not. I'm not sold on it yet because we all expected LSU to be shockingly terrible this season. Which we've now seen that they are. I'm not super sold on Mississippi State yet, but I think that they have great potential. My pick of the week, it's not a lock, is the only one more cancerous than that one within the SEC, and that is number 3 Florida, 21.5 over South Carolina. I have got to go with the Gators here. They are riding high. They are now number 3, I think, in some polls. A lot of people are saying that. Many people are saying that they could be the best team of all time. And that's something that many people are saying. And South Carolina is not. So that is who I am taking.
So I'm just going to be a good friend here, Todd. I see Florida right now at 17.
I don't know what you're saying.
You sound like you're underwater.
No, I literally couldn't hear you.
Shoot! Oh goodness! Oh great. Okay, sorry. I was leaning in my chair. I'm gonna be a good friend. I see Florida at 17.5 right now.
Florida's at 17.5, according to ESPN.
I guess I was looking at the opening lines. Absolutely, I will take that.
Cool.
Yeah, Florida 17.5. Thank you, Jamison. Someone's doorbell just rang.
Not mine. Not mine.
Never mind. ESPN was playing an advertisement. My headphones.
This has been one podcasting session right here, man. This is something. So,
right.
Are you discouraged by the fact that the line has moved 6 points since you've looked and it's Tuesday?
No, because I got it the 21.5. I got off of. I don't even know. I probably have a virus now. So
You got the virus. Okay. Jamison, your turn.
I'm going to be honest. Okay, so I really like the Mississippi State pick. I was thinking about that one. And now I've been constantly scrolling back and forth, looking for Texas State and Boko the Bobcat. I wanted in so hard on Boko after I saw Ty get the easy win last week on his wild card and the wonderful facts that we learned about Boko the Bobcat. I say we revisit that right now in his profile on their website for Texas State. Boko the Bobcat, born in 1920.
No, he's been attending the university since 1920. He's a major in 6 different degrees, including partyology. It's next level stuff.
And you can't gloss over the fact as well that it's widely known knowledge, according to Boko's Wikipedia page, that he may have pledged allegiance to ISIS last year.
Boko Haram,
which is still bad on his Wikipedia page, by the way.
Have we verified it's still on the Wikipedia?
It's made a week. I just checked it.
Well, to be fair, who are these people? Who are these people checking Texas State's mascots Wikipedia? Be like, maybe we should remove the Boko Haram part.
My favorite part, probably, even that's not that funny, is whenever they went to Boko the Bobcat's hobbies on their page on the school, the last hobby is tubing. Tubing?
That's the only thing to do in San Marcos.
San Marcos, Texas, yeah.
You just this Bobcat's just getting hammered on the river all day long. That's why he's taken like 100 years to graduate. Who's paying Boko's why is the university paying the Bobcat scholarship for this long? That is a lot of huge financial drain on this university.
Oh, man,
also, who would can I actually go to Texas State and be like, I would like to major in partyology, please?
I know you're joking, but it's Texas State.
I mean, that's the thing. I'm kind of half joking. There's at least about 20% of actual curiosity, if that's a thing. Is it finding the perfect angle for a keg stand, or what's going on here? Anyways, Jamison, are you going with Texas State?
No, they don't play until October 10th versus Troy. I'm devastated.
I was wondering about. I was like, I don't know where this pick is going.
That's what I was saying. I was scrolling so much because I like the Mississippi State pick, but I really wanted to find Texas State. I wanted a little bit of bite of that pudding. I couldn't get into it. So guess what? I'm just absolutely down in the dumps, and I'm going to go back to picking North Carolina and picking against Boston College. North Carolina is a 14-point favorite. I understand that I failed in picking against Boston College. And I understand that UNC's game got canceled when I really wanted to pick them. But you know what? I like UNC and I like Sam Howell. I've had a really, really bad 2 weeks of my wild card games. And I'm just going to hope that North Carolina shows up. I understand they got canceled last week. Maybe they're going to be hungry. Maybe they want to keep going. But yeah, I'm going to take UNC minus 14 versus Boston College to avenge my Duke pick.
Yeah, when did you decide? Ty, go for it.
I was just going to say, I absolutely love this one. This was my one that I thought about if I wanted to be a little more reasonable. So I fully concur with James. I've been really high on North Carolina and Mac Brown as well. So
why do both of my co-hosts just love throwing up the horns up and think Mac Brown is a wagon? I don't get it.
In the ACC, because he gets good lines.
I'm sure.
It's not.
This ain't Tom Herman, bro.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to leave that joke on the table. Okay. Anyways, let's keep going.
Well.
It took me a second to mind my way to the punchline there.
If I was a garbage comedian, that would be my go-to slogan.
The wild card pick of the week, and I've already outlined which one I want. I want to go back to the well. Give me game number 1, Campbell Wake Forest. Come on. So each week we use the random number generator. to get our picks. And oh my God, I would love that Camel game. Give me that one. My Camels, they're my team now. That was a gritty result last week. They lost by like 34 points, but they still covered the spread. And this Wake Forest team, bad. So please, just give me a 1. 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 No! 14. Oh, it's going to be a weird, like, 2:30 game. Weird 2:30. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, yes! Saved! That's the A&M Alabama game. We already chose that. Oh, give me one. 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 Oh, 15? What is this? Kind of a boring game to choose. North Carolina at Boston College? I don't know about that. So let's see what the line is for that. Dang it, I wanted the Camels. I wanted the Camels. I don't really know how to analyze this game, to be honest. I haven't watched Boston College at all. So I guess maybe UNC, but it's like if it's Ty's wild card block, like you gotta choose the opposite. No, we're about to pass him this week. He's gotten a little lucky off the bat, but we're about to pass him this week. Okay, we'll find out in a second. I'll just roll. And he got UNC. Okay, Boston College. We want the home team. Home team. Ah, dang it. That's a loss. That's a loss. I don't want to be Ty. It's malpractice what Picks Ty gives out sometimes of his different locks and things. It is straight up fraud. It is straight up fraud that he would rip off the viewers of the Schooner blog and the Schooner pod like that.
Anyways. Oh, God. Period.
What were you gonna say?
Okay. Oh man, that's ugh. Well, that's enough for this podcast. This has gone on for a while. If you don't know, we record these back to back, and let's be honest, it's been a tough week, and the picks are something else. So thank you all so much for listening. This has been a very long pick'em show, but we appreciate you listening. So for me, Ty, Jamison, and Boatin Blake, this has been the Weekend Spread. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you on Monday, where hopefully I am not, in the bottom of the Oklahoma River with some, cinder blocks to my feet. Good night, everyone.
Well.